So that pretty much went according to plan, I guess. I attribute everything to the cocktail of cold medicines and allergy medicines, and the guy who broke into my house who did the video yesterday because he had a weird voice, and definitely was an improvement. So I think that voice is leaving. You're stuck with the regular Jason probably in a few days. He'll be back. And let's get on with some gold analysis. So we were looking at two potentialities. One was going to be the continuation of this 4-hour uptrend, and the other was going to be the loss of that uptrend. And the loss of the uptrend was going to reveal itself by moving beyond the extreme range of our zone of support. So a zone of support is basically the area between this wick and this wick that we chose and said, look, if anything dips down into here, we know that we can dip into this range and continue the upside without any issue. However, if we go outside that range, that would suggest that there's more bearish power at play than there has been previously. So we dip down below, we see a little bit of a rally here. Those bulls trying to get in at the last possible time. And then, once we start to see a little bit of upside movement, everyone who's standing on the sidelines, it gets interested as well because, hey, we're at the bottom of our 4-hour uptrend and we're starting to move up. But if you're paying attention, you know that we've pierced that extreme range. And we come up, we hit our EMA 26, and on the 4-hour, I believe we just hit our EMA 12 resistance. My trading view is a little slow today. So we'll wait for that cool stuff to calculate. There we go. So yeah, we just ticked the EMA 12 resistance on the 4-hour. And then what happens? Rejection from that resistance. Price plummets very aggressively. We get down to very low RSIs, 15 on the hourly time frame, and then we just can't keep going at that level. Things start to bounce and cool off, and now we're just trending sideways. So, two questions. What are we doing, and why did we stop here? So if we zoom out, let's go to the 4-hour time frame, try to get an idea of what's happening here. On the 4-hour, we have a little bit of support right about there. So 1290 support, and then we start to slow down. And that is not so much just because we have a hard support here. It's because we do have a zone of support, but we also have an extremely oversold RSI. So this is the first major area of support that the bears have run into. They're exhausted, they're tired, and we got a little bit of money down here waiting for them, and the bulls have answered back and bounced really weakly. So that's why we stopped here. Where are we going? That's a good question. So let's go take a look at the 15-minute time frame. I haven't really looked at these charts quite yet, but that makes it a little bit fun too, doesn't it? Okay, so we're coming down. 15-minute has been rejected, and although we're slightly above the 12 RSI right now, I can see that we're struggling to get above that level. So we get up above it, we come back down, resistance, 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 we get it back, we come up above it, and now we're seeing a tiny little bit of support. So we're going to have to look for some trend changes to see what's happening and what we can look for, because essentially we're starting over right from scratch. We're building a new trend. We've lost our 4-hour uptrend. Price discovery has taken us to this level, and we need to see what's happening. So it looks like our 5-minute uptrend is intact now. 5-minute bulls are setting higher highs and higher lows. A little bit of indecision and chaos over here. And it looks like we had a little bit of a potential, well, it's sort of an EQ, but we lost that level, and bulls have said, no, you're not going any further yet. We're going to take over. So 5-minute bulls are in charge currently. 15-minute bulls, let's zoom in. 15-minute bulls still have a lot of work to do. They've set this higher low as opposed to, what's this low? 1288.756, but they haven't set a higher high yet. And I see a lot of resistance right about this level. So we come up, test, reject, come very close, reject. Now we're going to have to see if the 15-minute bulls can get a higher high over 1292.133. That will also put us over the EMA 26. So that's what the bulls need to do to get this thing under control and try to turn that 15-minute trend into an hourly trend. And should they fail to do that, the hourly bear trend will remain intact. We might see a pullback from this level, coming back down, and in which case the bulls need to stay above 1290.1. If the bears are able to take that level, and we see a loss of support at 1288.756, this slow bleed and trend might turn into an overall downtrend and take us closer to this major area of support at 1280. So we covered a lot of ground in the last 24 hours. I think we need to have those RSIs cool off. RSI in the hourly is getting close to back into normal range, around 30. The 4-hour RSI, let's take a look. 23 definitely needs to cool off a little bit more. Keep an eye out for bear flags on the 4-hour time frame. We could have 1, 2, maybe 3 more flags, more candles, and still have a nice bear flag. So keep an eye on that and be very, very cautious. And that plays out, definitely see 1280. If that bear flag, you know, I hate to make such confident, assertive comments, but if you see a nice bear flag, and if that bear flag executes to the downside perfectly, 1280 is a realistic target for bears. Otherwise, we just got to watch those bulls try to turn that 5-minute trend into a 15-minute uptrend, into an hourly uptrend, and just start from scratch. See if we can get another uptrend going on the 4-hour time frame and see what's up. Well, that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching.